Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk that I'd be back at it so soon? I just come back from Bobby's little karaoke. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, man. A lot of people singing and making around, having a good old time. But anyways, I'm not so sure if I had to reiterate some things about the last little conversation that I had with you, but it had to do with, the sword and all this, and how people, like to relate to, the Bible in the physical term, and they totally neglect the idea that you are supposed to, actually, minister by the inside of things, but people are told how to do it, or it's a type of tradition that's passed down, and you're not allowed to ask any questions about it. You're not allowed to, raise any kind of fit to it at all. Even if you say, could this be symbolic? Boom, you're kicked out, perhaps, or all these people start praying over you and stuff like that. It's just a shame. But for over 2,000 years or something, this has been something that's been pushed on people. It wasn't something that, nowadays people, they're looking for, some kind of emptiness in them that needs to be filled. And don't think that it's new. That's how religion came about. There's this Tower of Babel, the idea that you wanted to bring God closer to you, so you created this thing that brought you closer to Him, and that's what this does. And the religion, except that in the stories, the idea is that they thought they were doing the right thing and they weren't, and in fact, all of their efforts pushed them in the opposite direction. And so then since then that's really the modus operandi or something like that has to do with what religion does, is to take you away from the source. And for whatever reason, this is the great deception that people need to wake up to, is that your intentions towards something that's beautiful and benevolent, just beautiful, just might be going in the wrong direction, And it's so easy for us to be fooled, especially if you can believe in, like talking snakes and talking, running around, a couple of Europeans running around in, the Garden of Eden, and they've set the course for the rest of us that, where the whole world is fucked up because of those guys eating a fucking piece of apple. I know that our world is based on this, but can't you just can you take a leap out of this faith for just a moment and say, oh my God, we've been following a myth all this time. Oh my God, and this is the teachings of Buddha and Krishna and Jesus in these stories. It's like, I'm going to teach you how. Come on, you guys. Let's use your head. Let's not be following around. Don't tell us what to do. Let's go inside, seek what's inside. Don't believe any of this shit outside. That's what they're saying. Don't believe this shit. Oh my God. So, this woman, and this earlier person I was talking, her name's Jennifer, but I don't know anything of her. I just know that she's probably a really beautiful girl, a lady, abroad maybe, because she's kind of mean, but that don't mean nothing. Even lipstick beautiful women, can be real mean. But, what can you say? These people, they really believe, and like I did, I was doing so well, I was feeling lowly, and I love Christ so much, and He just died for me, man. I was even telling the new preacher at our school, at our church, that is, brought in this port wine, We'd been drinking something like Boone's Farm for a long time, and I said, I noticed that Jesus tastes a whole lot better nowadays. And he says, well, that's because it's port and wine. That's what you're supposed to be drinking. Plus he was kind of rich, and he was happy and stuff like that. I told him one day, I said, Father Don, I think I found a connection as to why things aren't changing. I mean, God, granted that we have been praying and praying and praying for something wonderful, but I've been thinking, Father Don, I think that all our prayers are going to Satan. And he says, what? I said, yes, I think that all our wants and all our cares and all our most beautiful thoughts and everything are going towards Satan, and we just don't know it. Well, he died about 2 or 3 weeks later, so I didn't get a chance to move on, but he was saying, Satan, what are you talking about? He'd been in church for a long time, and I think he understood what I was saying. Except there's this one boundary that these people can't cross, because if they took it and said, yes, this is symbolism, none of this is real and stuff like that, then they're taking money and they're living off of somebody's fear, and that's really tough. Really tough. That's why I can't take any money for this stuff, and I'm glad I have my own job. These people right now on YouTube, they're all worried about, because people aren't talking about, being godly and stuff like that, and that's really where the line is being drawn. And I'm not so sure, but if you push this God and you push this idea that, the whole world is right on the brink of absolute fuck up, and Jesus is coming down, the whole world's, people are about to die and kill themselves and whatever, they're giving up. That's been going on for a long time. That's part of this consciousness that's around us. That's what is part of this beta conscious. It's never settled. It's like, and it's this time in this world as this lower conscious rules. It's everything that it could possibly throw into the pot is going to be awful. And you should recognize that. And when you recognize it, then you don't be fearing it no more. Shit. It's a whole new heaven and earth, your mind, and you're still living in this. We're here to witness this. There's a lot of people that are witnessing, got the gnashing of the teeth. It don't mean the same between those people that are really rich and got things going down. There's people that are really low and got nothing going down. They're two different worlds, but they're the same hell. It's still hell. Do you understand? And so, the only way to balance this out is you have to have a peace of mind first, and you have to start from inside yourself. And when you do this, you go inside, clean the house, what have you. You start issuing this out from you, and it helps your environment, makes everything around you a little nice. Maybe it'll cause you to come out here and teach something like that, but the whole idea is you're sharing light. And no more sharing the darkness. And there's so many people sharing the darkness. And those are those places where I really like to fight. I go fishing in those places, those ponds, those little cesspools. I don't care about these people. I mean, I do. I really do, but I don't care about their thoughts. I'm here to crack their mind into saying, hey, maybe there is something there. I've tried to throw logic to them, and not like this. I would like to attract these fucking atheists. Oh my God. They're intelligent. It's their intelligence. It's the black overcoming the if anything, if you were talking about the horsemen, the four phases of the human being, you would say that it's the four corners of earth, and have, to the north you have the red, that's the emotion, when things are coming from the north in the Bible, that's the emotions creaking in, and they always fuck everything up. They just fuck it up. That's the red, and the turbulence in the water, and you just go, I'm gonna cut through you. Fuck you, motherfuckers. The Moses in me is gonna cut through you. And then I'm gonna use you to kill my enemies whenever I'm done. So Moses makes it over to the other side, to the promised land. He leads his men up the backside of the mountain. Shit. Ain't none of this shit real. And I want you to know that none of this shit's real. And you're gonna have to understand that this is the smartest side of the text. This is more Jesus. This is more God side of the text. It is the higher conscious of this text. I am not the one who makes this up. I can't make this up, and anyone who falls behind me or came before me is only saying the same thing, just doing it differently. I was saying a little country like, trying to bring it down to earth and stuff like that. But that's it. Ain't no lines and ain't nobody else. There isn't another way of talking about it. It's behind every text. I think that every time I talk to you, I tell you a new story, and it all has to do with going inside and finding what's there. And the outside stories, goddamn, can be anything. Anything. Fuck. It's what's inside that counts. Haven't you heard that? Anyways, I'm being a fool, and I just want to let you know that, this woman, whenever I talk to these people, they think that I got hatred and anger in me, I'm not so sure. I grew up as a racist, where you just put your clothes on and you were a racist, you didn't know it, School I went to was Dixie Hollands and stuff like that, and that was the home of the rebels, and it was the middle of a black community, a white community, and when they brought black people into the school, all kinds of hell broke loose. Our parents had to come in to teach us what hell and what it meant to hate somebody and what racism is. I didn't know it was that, That's just how it's growed up, But I've done a whole mess of changing since then, Once you grow up, once you open your mind, you never have to be that person that you started out as, because you have to grow into yourself and you have to find yourself, and that's what this whole thing is. To know this God is to know yourself, man, and so I don't have to uncover from so much shit. But I'm hardly the guy that had, was born with the spoon in his mouth, as he got beat up, family still fucked up, shit. Well, you do the best of what you got, And so a couple of years, maybe 3-4 years ago, all of a sudden I just understood it. I was going to church 3 times a week because I got the time to do that. I do. I'm a self-taught artist, and I hardly takes anything to live my life. I don't have a lot, so it doesn't take a lot, and I hardly do a whole mess of nothing, So I'm able to really ponder all these neat little things that most people don't have the time to, and I also have the time to sit there and try to bring it into other people's lives, and whether they like it or not, oh, who's this troll, sitting under there, how can you spend so much time? Because I can, I can paint right here and listen to stories and talk and stuff, and in reality, I'm only really trying to do something good, but, because I have to be kind of ornery sometimes, that's kind of fun, too. So, you get to be just like this God, this kind of, fuck you, yes, sir, and when it all comes down to it, I talked to him, I said, you know what? I said, you and me, we are the essence of this God. So what do you mean? So because, like, we're antagonistic in a way. Because neither one of us is actually right and neither one of us is actually wrong. We're both just two ends of the same energy. And no matter what comes out of that, it's God's will. Just as simple as that, you know. And so, but I do tell them, I say, in reality, I'm going to give it to you. But I'll tell you that, of the two kingdoms that we spoke about in these Bibles of ours, there's an inside kingdom that's preached by Jesus. And there's an outside kingdom that's also preached by Jesus, but it says that it belongs to Satan. So, you're looking at the difference between the good side and the bad side. And that whichever you choose to be in is the one that you are feeding, And that, one of them, all you only have to do is breathe to be in their life, to be their master. But in order to be on the other side, you have to do a little augmenting of that carnal mind. And it means you have to go inside, hook it up to Mama, who's barely ever mentioned anywhere in the world. I hope you find her. But anyways, you pick her up, and then you're one. And that's all they want. That's all this God wants. For you to become one. That's it. I love you and good night. Peace on earth. Start from inside. Peace in the mind. Get that light. Bring it out. Shine it and share it with everybody. And teach this to other people how simple it is. And bring more light into this world. Come on. It's just that easy. Best to y'all. I love you.